Hey friends, Rob Phoenix, Power Guy here. Hope you're all doing well. It is July 1st. Happy July, I guess. I've been watching a couple different astrologer prediction channels on YouTube. And it seems like there's this sort of agreement that like weirdness is going to start happening here in the United States. Planet Uranus is doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and Saturn and Mars and all this. One of the things is that people are expecting us to get a little more sci-fi in here in the United States. So I don't know if that means space aliens. I don't know what it means. But the thing about like Uranus transits and such is that it's unexpected. And so expect the unexpected. So we shouldn't try and plan out what that's going to be because it's unexpected. We won't expect it. So anyway, if weirdness happens, in July here in the United States, like crazy things dealing with futuristic stuff, technology, that kind of situation. You heard it here first. Anyway, we're in a building moon, so that's exciting. If you're starting new projects and such, now is the time. And I believe the moon moves in, it's going to be in Libra. So as we're in the Libra building moon, that's kind of a social sign. That's kind of like a sign of friendships and work and work and social life balance, work and play, I guess. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of dabbling a little in astrology. I took this fantastic college level astrology course 25 years ago. I got the highest grade in the class. I loved it. It was very, very comprehensive astrology class. And I've used it ever since. I've just gotten a little rusty because I haven't used it in the way that I was taught. I used it primarily for when do I plant certain seeds and such forth. Um, but kind of getting back into it just because I think we're going to see some weird, strange times. And I'd like to get a little jump start on the information. So as I learn more, maybe I'll share it here with some of you guys. If it's not interesting, I won't share it. But what I am really into right now, this is the book I ordered recently. It's called Fairies and Elementals for Beginners by Alexandra Charan. It says about her. Now I was wrong. Based on not the interviews, what's the word? The reviews of this book on Amazon. I had assumed she was in the UK, because one of the reviewers said it's all about like English fairies and such. And largely that's because we don't have a lot written about the United States, like what we have here. And so in Phoenix Line, we're having this like online discussion ongoing as we speak about how when people immigrate, if they carry those beliefs with them, they then bring those spiritual entities with them. And I don't know that a lot of our ancestors brought those beliefs with them because we're just now kind of piecing, in the past 50, 60 years, we're just kind of piecing together folklore from the countries that our ancestors came from. I'm sorry, my arms move around so much when I talk. I'll try to behave. So yeah, so that's why we sorry about that. We're glitch. We're trying to piece together what our ancestors believed based on the surviving folklore from those other countries. Because by the time all these waves of immigrations by whatever culture, they were Christianized, so a lot of that folklore kind of got lost. Uh, anyway, it's fascinating to me. So I've been trying to piece together some stuff about Pennsylvania Dutch folklore, and there's very little. Like, thank God for that one folklore book, because that taught me more than I'd ever heard in my life. And I remember reaching out even to like neo pagans several years ago, and they just didn't know any. Like fairy and nature spirit folklore from Pennsylvania. So now we have more information. And so I got this book, and it's actually very cool. Like, she talks about like different, she like gives definitions of different, I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, she says the name of a fairy and like gives a definition. And I like that. That's very helpful. Some of these I've heard of in various things, like even in movies or cartoons or comic books or whatever. Not saying they're just like created for fiction, but they were mentioned in fiction works. And some of them I'd not heard of. But what I really like, and anybody who knows me knows that I kind of had this sort of lean towards some ceremonial magic, just because I love all that ancient Judeo-Christian magic, is she talks about elementals. And anybody familiar with magic will know that there's like the undines and sylphs and salamanders and gnomes, those things. And they're not like literally what you might think they are, but they're elementals. And she has like, I'm just now starting this section. She mentions it in the beginning of the book, and I thought what she said was really good. Like I had not ever heard it explained in the way that she put it. So I'm really happy with this book. Again, just because I'm reading something doesn't mean I instantly believe it. It just means this is a really good explanation. And I'm gonna kind of put some of this to the test almost, because my experience with like fairies and nature spirits and such has been this like reoccurring thing that's been happening to me this year, out in my garden. I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye almost like shadows or movement, as if somebody's like running from bush to bush or tree to tree, like sneaking on me. And at first it was like mildly alarming because I thought, what am I seeing? What is it? Am I crazy? What's going on? And yeah, no doubt some of you will be like, yeah, you're just crazy. That's okay. I might be. But um, I thought it was just really unusual. And then, kind of thinking back on some of the folklore from that book I was talking about earlier, whatever, folklore of the Pennsylvania Germans, um, I thought, I wonder if there is something to this. And because so many people in so many cultures for thousands of years have believed in these entities, beings, and such. And, I want to believe in it, but I'm like, I just need a little more to go on other than just picking something and saying, oh, I like that. I believe in it now, because I'm not that kind of person. So anyway, it's been really fascinating. But I definitely would recommend this book, Fairies and Elementals for Beginners, from Alexander Charan. It's from his eyes. Tell you what, getting older, like it's awesome getting older, but like I'm wearing trifocals now and I have hearing aids. Like it's just kind of bizarre. Oh, Llewellyn Publications. So it's a Llewellyn book. I've written for Llewellyn in the past, 2013. So yeah, this book is it's like 12 years old, but I really like it. Like if you're like me and just want like a good intro, like a good solid intro from ground zero up, um, this is a good one. I have nothing to compare it to though, because I don't have any other books about these things, but I really like this one. So um yeah, she comes at it from as kind of like a Wicca perspective, but all these things, like nature spirits don't have a religion. They just, if they exist, they just exist because, and for everybody, I guess you could say. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now with my studies. Also, Phoenix Lion, we're planning our camping trip. It's scheduled in August. I'm not going to publicly say where or when, but I'm gathering some special guests. It's basically going to be, like 4 days of just like learning and education, spending time together and developing friendships, but also a couple of new people, potential students, will hopefully be joining us. So anyway, if you're in Pennsylvania and this is something that interests you, let me know. Um, you know, and if you have something to teach that you'd be willing to do a class that is relevant to Pennsylvania Dutch powwowing, let me know. Could always use another special guest. But anyway, that's it. Crazy weather. I don't know. It's whatever. But we've had some unsettled weather the past few days, some storms, thunder and lightning, which we don't normally get. So we've had a lot of that. It's been kind of interesting, but really like the yard got huge soaking today. There were actually like standing water in the yard for a little bit until it drained down. Our cucumbers do not look good. I don't know what the secret is. They say cucumbers like a lot of water. I gave them a lot of water. They look like they're dead. We got one cucumber so far, and there's another one on there that I should probably just pick before the whole thing goes south. But yeah, cucumbers not doing great. Tomatoes are amazing. They're just exploding everywhere. And the radishes, funny enough, the radishes, the plants are like 4 feet tall. So I thought, surely they're ready. So I pulled out this big plant today and it was this tiny radish like that. So I don't know. I mean, this is a year of firsts for many, many things out in the garden. And it's a learning process. Every year you learn something new. And I really like threw myself in the deep end this year. Like I did more than ever, more gardening than ever, and got the greenhouse and did all these starter plants, and a lot failed, but a lot is thriving. So I'm really happy about that. So yeah, gardening is just a lot more than just buying a plant at Walmart, stick it in the ground, and looking for vegetables. It's a lot, but it's been good. It's been a good experience. And maybe that's why the nature spirits are coming around because they see how much energy I'm putting out there. One cool thing I did do is I got angel statues, the four archangels. And so they're placed out there in their directional, in their proper directions. And I found like the center of the garden. So I can stand in that center space and do my lesser invoking ritual and lesser banishing ritual. It makes a difference outside. I mean, it really does. But anyway, I'm just now rambling. So happy July. If I don't talk to you guys before then, and if you celebrate July 4th, happy July 4th. I hope it's a good one. No, there's not a lot of patriotism in the country right now. And it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. It's a dark time and we'll get through it. But just remember to keep your faith, whatever that is. Try to be kind to one another, which is easy to forget. So we got to remind ourselves. And that's it. God bless you guys. Love you all very much. And let's talk again very soon.